One of the things I'm going to select is run as. Um, Again, you had this feature in XP Professional. You have this feature in 2003 server, except there was you hold down Shift and you could right click once you set it back to directory or had run DC promo. Here, if I want to access something, say a command prompt, I just right click under Vista and I can say run as administrator. That'll give me temporary administrative privileges, just like you would have if you use sudo in Linux. Now, one of the things, another thing that has changed with Vista is the way that they, do the boot configuration in the bootloader. In this case, there's no longer a boot ini file, that you would, have where you could modify that in a text editor like you could with XP Professional or 2003, 2000 Pro, 2000 Server. Um, Now it's in a BCD store, so it's a binary database, and you have to use a tool called Bcdedit. I'm going to use BCDedit. I'll just type that in. This will just give me the information of what's in my BCD store. In this case, I only have Vista. It's one operating system. The syntax with Bcdedit, you can find lots of information about it on TechNet. But these are some of the command switches here. And were I to continue, let me go ahead and clear my screen here. And I'll list my settings. And in this case, the identifier, if I had multiple partitions in a multi-boot configuration, they would be listed here, along with the partition, what it points to. This is sort of the handle or the variable name that points to that particular operating system. And this is what you would see in the startup menu, or the boot menu. So if I wanted to change what was seen in the startup menu, one of the commands we can use is bcd set to modify values. I could change the default operating system. There's pretty much all of your boot configuration data you can modify with Bcdedit. So I'm going to go set, and I'll select set. And in this case, I'm going to do current, which is my Vista. And the attribute that I want to change is going to be the description. And in this case, we will call it Linux Ubuntu 7 Feisty Fun. Just for giggles. Operation completed successfully. And now if I were to, utilize my Bcdedit command to my entries, now what it would appear as in the menu is Linux Ubuntu 7 Feisty Fun. Now, it's still Vista Ultimate, but in this case, this is just what appears on the menu. And that just gives you an idea of some of the different settings that you can modify with Bcdedit. And that's one of the things that has truly changed from XP Professional in 2003 into the Vista and 2008 model with Microsoft. And exit out there. A few of the other items. We'll go ahead and run Windows Explorer. On Linux, even when I run Nautilus, I have to do that under sudo, or hold down Alt and hit F2, and kind of give you a shortcut ability to run different features. But you notice that Microsoft has moved things around a bit from the way that they looked in the Windows Explorer with XP Professional and 2003. I still like to kind of switch things to list. In this case, you can organize things into different views or set your layout, folder, and search specifications. I'm going to go to folder options. Some of the things I like to do, I like to show hidden files and folders. I don't like things to be hidden from me. I like to see what's on my file system, what the things that are on my different drives. I don't want to hide protected operating system files. I don't want to hide extensions from known file types. I realize that can be dangerous to some end users, but I guess it's a matter of personal opinion. From an administrative point of view, it's a bother to have things filtered from you or to not see things that are there. In this case, again, when you share something, you can use the sharing wizard. In this case, I'm not going to use the sharing wizard. I want to be able to access the discretionary access control list and access control entries a bit more directly. You can choose whether or not you want to have compressed and encrypted files displayed in different colors. Now remember, compression and encryption are mutually exclusive, so we can't do both. Go ahead and set those options there. go down here, my computer, we'll go to C here. And there are my, hidden files. The hidden files are kind of grayed out there, but again, let's just look at some of the features that you're, a lot of the features that you're used to in XP Professional 2003. You also have in 2008 and Vista. There is NTFS, and on an NTFS volume, we're going to have a security descriptor. We can add people. I'll add C Germany, add myself in this instance. I have a discretionary access control list and access control entries, and I can just set those options by checking. I can give myself full control, or just read only, or write privileges, or modify. I could implicitly deny myself permission by doing this, just not allowing or unchecking. And that works smoother, remember, with an inheritance hierarchy. But I could also explicitly deny myself permission like that, and that's stronger. That overrides the cumulative permissions in an inheritance hierarchy. So even if I were a member of multiple groups, in other words, say that I'm a member of administrators and I'm also a member of, a group called Tutti Frutti. Well, if I did not allow Tutti Frutti permission to access this folder, but I was also a member of administrators, then I would be able to access it because administrators can. On the other hand, if I denied the group Tutti Frutti, if I explicitly denied them permission, even though I'm a member of administrators who has permission on that folder, I would be denied permission because an explicit denial is stronger. It interrupts the inheritance hierarchy, or it overrides it, if you will. Okay, so in addition, if I wanted to, everyone here, we'll use everyone as an example. Here's sort of, the resultant set of permissions that I have for everyone. And if I wanted to, I could go in and set up auditing. Auditing on object access it's a very powerful feature. This way, anytime someone who had the improper credentials, who failed, or who tried to access an object and failed, that would be logged in the security logs, and I could see if somebody was trying to look at things they weren't supposed to look at, or overwrite things, or escalate privileges, or even logon attempts. You can audit logon attempts and see if someone's trying to brute force or execute a dictionary attack against you. And I could add, different users that I want to audit for different types of object access here. So let's say, again, say if I wanted to add myself, and then I could audit success and failure. Now, that's not the only thing you need to do. There's a local security policy permission, or if you have Active Directory installed, a group policy permission that you have to enable. And that is, you have to enable the auditing of object access. So I'll go here real quick, and group policy management. Go ahead and add that. And let me add, and I'll add the local computer here. And I want to go ahead and open this up real quick, and I'll show you. In addition to that, I'm going to enter my security. Sorry, wrong there. Software settings, and Windows settings under security settings. Want to go to my audit policy, and I want to enable the auditing of object access, and I could select success and failure if I want. And I'll choose not to save that particular console configuration. So in this case, I'll go ahead and add C Germany. We'll add success and failure for folders on that, in this case, this particular object.